Hello on the Rockers. We continue our Pride celebration with some Go-Go Boy love, getting all steamy and sexy with West Hollywood's finest, Prince Joshua, bringing the moves and the music. Too much vodka already. And Ronderick, who's carving a place for himself in nightlife after the military. Yes, we're going to talk about that with my guest co-host, someone who knows a thing or two about Go-Go Boys, the patron saint of men's underwear, Andrew Christian, and me, your sassy host with the sassy most. Raise a glass, let the drinks begin. It's on the rocks.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night. Now,
Buttons and bows and pantyhose on the Rocks podcast is a place where we're too glam to give a damn. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at On the Rocks on Air and on Facebook On the Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email, book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I'll show up. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. Send us your comments, your guest requests, and your guest questions. The show's presented by Straw Hit Media. You can watch and or listen to our now over 404 episodes for free at ontherocksradioshow.com. You can watch us on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV on the Outlet.tv app, Facebook Watch on GED Magazine, and I Love Gay LGBTQ, streaming with pride on SVTV, and on Channel 31 on the East Coast. We proudly tape at UBN Go Studios, your one-stop place for podcasting, whether you're in studio or out and about. UBN Go's got you. Okay, let's bring on my guest co-host making his return. Coming from humble beginnings, Andrew Christian has created a fashion empire that has been thriving for over 25 years. Being a trailblazer for men's underwear and sensual fashion, he celebrates sexuality and diversity in his designs. He's appeared on TV on Drag Race, Millionaire Matchmaker, and the Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency, and more. And he has made men's undies mainstream. To kick off Pride Month, he announced that he is retiring and his company is closing shop. Listen to our last episode to get the full tea, and I do mean full tea. Here to give me a hand with the Go-Gos, and who brought some samples, by the way. Please welcome back Andrew Christian.
Yes, I'm so excited to celebrate Pride Month with you.
Now, you have been part of many photo shoots because you've done the photo shoots for your models, but you've been in many photo shoots yourself.
I have.
What are your top tips? Because we know that even in your early days, you like to get models that were not necessarily models. So what tips would you give people on their first day on a photo shoot?
Just to have fun. Like, models think they have to be so serious. And, like, what resonates with our models is that they're not real models. They have fun, and that shows through on camera and then in the video. Like, this is not like a Paris or a Milan runway show. Like, you're selling underwear. You want to be hot. You want to be funny. You want to be authentic.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what has made your brand so lasting, is that it's authentic, it's playful, it's fun, and it represents all different kinds of personalities.
Yeah.
You want to be slutty and sexy? Fine. You want to be corporate and eco-friendly? Okay.
Yeah, and we've never hired a model from a modeling agency, well, except on Janice Dickinson, but...
Yes, well, I want to know, what is life like on a typical day in the office? I mean, are there like naked guys running all around, and you're just like, how big is this pouch? Like what's happening?
It's managed chaos on a daily basis. There's always something going wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah, with like production or like models doing something they shouldn't be doing.
But that's fun. But are you guys having like pizza party Fridays? Like, are you corporate like that or no?
I do bring donuts in on Fridays.
What gay is going to eat a donut at Andrew Christian's factory?
I'm just trying to sabotage them so I look better.
Did you just hit your head on the microphone? Who says models are smart? Oh my God. Man down. Okay, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to miss all of that.
I'm going to miss it, yeah.
Now, do you get to see, because I know in the early days, you were the one that was not just making the clothes, but you were putting them in the packages and sending them out, too. When I buy stuff, do you see my name and the labels and you're like,
No.
Okay. Thank goodness. But
yes.
In the past, have you been like, that bitch, a double cider? Wow.
You know what's kind of funny? Also, like, when the pandemic first started, we shut down. So I was in the back actually picking orders, and I would get an order and I would start picking it, and I could imagine in my head what this customer looked like.
I love that.
Like who it was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, are they like a pup, or are they a twink, or like you get just from what they're ordering, you know what they.
And during COVID, everybody explored because we were home alone. We were zooming in with strangers sometimes, you know, just to build that fun. But as we talked on the last episode, many of your customers are able to explore their sexuality quietly. You know, we talked about businessmen wearing your lingerie pieces under their 3-piece suits.
Or maybe, you know, maybe it's like a bridge piece for them actually, like to come out with their fetish and get more in touch with that.
All right. And again, we talked about this on the last episode, but everybody's asking, you're closing shop after your final runway collection. When should people be buying all of their stuff?
Now.
But is there going to be like the last week where everything's going for like $5?
I haven't even thought about that.
I better get a heads up just for my bro glow. I'm afraid of the bro glow like leaving.
I'm gonna give you a lifetime supply of Bro Glow.
Yeah, I will come for
wait.
it. Here's the funny thing though, your bro glow, I think it's like $22. I have been to every Mac, Nordstrom, whatever, for like $100 bronze or whatever. It doesn't work. I look like George Hamilton or like Michael Jackson on a bad day.
I was very hands-on in developing it.
It's so like, look how natural I look. Okay.
No.
How dare you, Tony? So Go-Go Boys, you have a very close relationship with Go-Go Boys. You've traveled all around the world at Pride events.
I do so many events with so many Go-Go Boys.
And, you know, I've had my fair share of events with Go-Go Boys. I never get desensitized, though. Do you ever get, like, there's butts and bulges and hot guys. Like, it's hot. Do you ever get, like, were you not even affected by it anymore?
No, especially if they're, like, new and different and you haven't seen them before. Like,
fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're in a new city, new boys.
Now, we know that you came out a little bit later, not too much later, but do you remember your first time you saw a Go-Go Boy face-to-face?
No.
No?
Probably my first time would have been at Mickey's. Yeah.
Mickey's is in everybody's legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, during, like, when I go to different cities and do these fashion shows, the funnest part of the party is backstage with the Go-Go Boys. That's where all the fun is, because you're there with the hottest guys.
They're in all states of undress.
And you're just having fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's way more fun than being out in the club with...
Oh, 100%. Do you remember the event that we did at Rich's? We had drag queens and Go-Go Boys backstage, and we certainly enjoyed our free drinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Rich's, for that.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, I haven't been asked back, but you have. Anyway, all right, well, let's get this show on the road. Let's talk to our real Go-Go Boys of West Hollywood. We're going to get deep down and personal. Please welcome Prince Joshua, making his debut on the Rocks. After receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Fashion Marketing and Management, Prince Joshua moved to Hollywood from Phoenix to continue to blend his passion for dancing, fashion, and entertaining, and to pursue a music career. He's now cultivating his talents as a rapper, recently winning the Best of LA Local Musician Award from the Los Angeles Blade, releasing a slew of music and music videos. He's a fixture in the go-go scene, and he started at the age of 21, by the way, as a go-go and as a bartender. He also won Go-Go of the Year at LA Blade's Best of LA Award Show. Everybody was upset he won so many awards, but the voters have chosen. Please welcome Prince Joshua.
What up? On the Rocks. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Alexander. I actually started at 20, personally, go-go dancing, but...
Legally, though.
Oh.
Because they wouldn't let you in the bar, right?
Oh, I was there at 20 legally. I mean, well, maybe not legally, but I was there working. Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't drinking, though.
I would like our audience to know, 2 minutes before we started the show, he was like this.
Good morning.
Quiet. And now he's like, what up? Boom, boom, boom.
When the camera turns on, I turn on.
Okay. Where's your OnlyFans then? Okay. Also joining us, we have Ronderick. Hails from Louisiana, among many other cities that he's moved around from. Moved to LA after serving in the military. Yes, we're going to talk about that. And he's now celebrating 2 years of go-go dancing. He continues to thrill and tease being an asexual sexual beast. We're going to talk about that, too. What does that even mean? We're going to find out. Please welcome Ronderick.
I wish I had a big follow behind it, but I couldn't, I'll do that. Small boy from a small town.
I'm excited to hear about it.
Not such a small boy. We've seen. I want to know, from the two of you, what was your first exposure to a go-go boy?
Well, I would say actually 2 years ago when I actually moved here.
That was your first time with a Go-Go Boy, seeing a Go Boy face to face.
Wow.
I'm from a very small town, Louisiana. So, like, there was no LGBT community where I'm from. So everything I know was from social media. That's why, like, when I joined the Army after I got out, I was like, do I want to move to New York or LA? And again, I saw West Hollywood, and I was like, packed my vehicle up, and I was like, West Coast.
Do you know when I moved to West Hollywood, I didn't know that West Hollywood was Boys Town. I worked at Citibank, which is now Rocco's, and I would enter from the back, so I never saw like all the gayness because lived in.
Entering from the back's pretty gay.
How did you not know this?
Because I was I was scared, and I would come from Orange County, and I was in banking, and where I lived, you didn't have to turn on you never made it to Santa Monica. You just went in the back parking. There was a whole thing. It took me and I was like, wow, there's so many gay guys here at the bank. And my friend was like, have you not been across the street? And it was Mickey's, it was Rage, it was the Abbey, and all that. And I was like, oh my Lord.
Wow.
But it takes a lot of guts to just decide to pick up and move to a city like LA. You just had to get out.
Absolutely.
And did you know anybody in LA when you moved here?
Absolutely. Now, I knew no one. I literally just had like a vehicle full of all my stuff, and I was just like, okay, I found this place, this apartment, got it, moved here, and that was it.
That's insane.
That takes nuts. I love it.
Hey, I'm an Aries, so, if I think it, I'm going to do it. Like,
What was that drive like, though? Everything you own is in your car, and you're stopping at gas station to gas station. Did you think, you know what, I should just head back, or...
Nope, not at one point.
Good.
Coming from Colorado during the winter, it was so crazy because, like, I left Colorado, it was a bad snowstorm. Then jumped through the other states, it was, like, heavy winds and rain. And I think I got to, like, the edge of Utah or something, and like I was like on the side of this mountain, and it was like snowing at like 12 at night. Couldn't see anything.
And you're like, why are these Mormon boys at this truck stop?
Oh god! So like, I drove 10 hours straight because after I was mentally exhausted.
Wow.
So I stopped in Vegas. 'Cause I was like, okay, it's like 4-hour drive now. So I'm like, stop, and I think I stayed at like the Virgin Hotel.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. And I was like, woke up the next morning. I was like, straight to LA, but there was like a little sandstorm on the way there. I was just like, what is going on with this trip? Like,
All the elements were like against you.
exactly. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is an adventure. So I was like, made it to LA, and when I got to LA during that time, it was raining really heavy, and everyone was just like, oh no, get this type of rain. I was like, I guess I bought it from Louisiana. Same thing with the hurricane. So
You're like really connected to the elements then.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Nothing stopped you though. Now look at you.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And you didn't have a job when you came to LA?
Oh no,
So what did you do your first week?
nothing.
What was the hardest thing for you to adjust to?
Oh, definitely the culture and the food. Again, I'm from Louisiana, where everything is like deep fried and heavily seasoned. And when I moved
Not in
here,
West Hollywood.
Everything's green.
You want a
and
tofu
organic.
hot dog? No,
Exactly.
I do not, sir.
yes, and I was just like, what is all this? Like, I didn't even know what gluten was. I didn't know about veganism. Like, I didn't know about anything. So I'm just like, no. And I was like, okay, a Burger King. So I was just like, I don't know, like, but
You can have it your way.
it was an adjustment. I mean,
Yeah.
I can, and I kind of do sometimes. So
It's very funny because on stage you have this this personality. It's very sexual. It's playful. It's confident. You know, you're tall. You're tall in other places. But you have that small boy kind of shyness to you.
I guess so. Yeah, like I said, it is kind of playful because when I'm go-go dancing, that's what it is. Like, a lot of people look at me and they think like I'm very sexual, but I'm really not. And like, I don't know if it's going to be TMI on a podcast, but
That's what a podcast is for, my friend.
supposed to say that again.
Yes.
I actually like, people think like, oh, like you're attractive, you do this, but like I lost my virginity at 23 years old in
Okay.
the military when I joined. And
I love how it's in the military.
Right?
That should be one of their posters. Join the military, lose your virginity.
Sounds like a porn script.
Yes,
So
it
good.
does.
trust me, it's a lot of stuff that happens in the military. But yeah, and actually I've only had 26 partners from 23 to now 30 in my entire life. So
Is that a lot? Does anybody think
that's why I'm
a
like,
lot?
I don't know. Like moving here, people are just like triple
don't know.
digits, and I'm just like, okay, I'm in a double digit. I haven't even hit 50 yet, so I'm just like, y'all have fun with that.
When you say 26, though, that seems like a lot.
Probably, but since moving here, people are just like triple digits. I'm just like, how?
In 1 week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you saw your first Go-Go Boy, what was it like?
Oof. It was exciting, a little bit of jealousy, because I'm just like, okay, how do I do that? How do I look like that? I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I went into Mickey's. I was like, how do you do that?
Mickey's was Andrew's kind of, and that was mine, too.
Actually, I take it back. It just hit my memory. Just
Was it Rage?
No.
Oh.
It was Studio One.
I don't even know what that is.
It was a huge
I've
gay
heard of
club
it,
in West
yeah.
Hollywood. Massive.
Where?
Across the street from the Abbey. There's a big warehouse right there.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, like Factory and all that.
Before it was Factory, it was
Oh,
Studio
geez.
One. That was the first
Girl,
incarnation.
I'm older
of
than
it.
you.
Yeah.
You're giving us like biblical bars.
Because they would have 18 and overnight, and I would go on 18 and overnight.
I think that's what, and I know Rocco's is trying to have it, but I think clubs need to get back to 18 and overnight.
And Mickey's used to have an 18 and overnight too.
I remember for different reasons, but okay.
I think it's important for that because then it gives people who are in the community a chance to kind of start learning, more about the community, getting involved in the community, being part of it. That's why, when I was 20, I was trying so hard to get into the bars because I didn't have a community. I had moved from Idaho to Phoenix, where Idaho had such
And
a
that's
small
a weird move,
community.
too.
Definitely.
What
definitely.
inspired that move from Idaho, leaving potatoes for cactus?
I had to get out of the potatoes.
Girl, I love a potato. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd make that journey.
I love to eat them, but it's like I don't want to grow them. I don't want to be around them. It's like one of those things. Like I felt like a potato, and I wanted to leave. Like I didn't want to be.
Honey, you're a skinny fry if you're a potato.
I wanted to be something better,
Yeah.
And so it was like, it was all on me to escape the pressures of the religion I grew up with, and the societal pressures that people in Idaho put on you to not be yourself, to not be queer, to not be genuine in any way, and to follow the mold of what they expect you to be. So it was just my chance to escape all of that and to find myself, and that's what I really did in Phoenix. I feel like when I moved there, I was like 19. I was still like fresh into the gay scene. Like I had only come out 3 years ago and still figuring it all out, what I liked and what I was into, and learning about the community. And I would always express myself at raves. That's really where I saw my first go-go girl. She wasn't a boy, but I saw a go-go girl, and I was like, damn, I want to be up there.
There's like this freedom.
I want to be free. I want to express myself through dance in front of a crowd in a musical setting. And then, as time went by in Phoenix, I started to make friends. I started to go out. I made a lot of friends at Phoenix Pride. And because, being under 21, where do you go to make friends when you're gay? You can't. It's so hard. And you have to rely on apps, or you have to rely on, social media.
Well, you had apps. I mean, we didn't even, we had like AOL chat rooms.
And at least I did have those, which allowed me to connect to a few people, which I then made friends with at Phoenix Pride, and just started a huge community by, going to Pride, creating friends. That's where I ended up meeting someone who I ended up dating. He was a go-go boy. So that was like my first go-go boy. And then he introduced me to the scene. He brought me, as a 20-year-old into the bar. I started dancing just because he knew the promoter, and he was able to get me in there, even though I wasn't 21, just to work. Because I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't do any of that. I just wanted to work. And so that's kind of where I started, was like before I even got to actually see one in action, I kind of became one. And it was because I dated one.
Was that kind of weird, being 20 years old and go-go dancing in a gay bar? Like, did you ever feel uncomfortable? Or?
No, as soon as I got on that box, I knew it was where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in front of everyone. I wanted to be dancing. I've always loved the stage. I grew up in theater, cheerleading, karate, gymnastics. I always loved being in front of people doing things. And so as soon as I got that opportunity, because I've been wanting it for so long, as soon as I got it, the first night I remember being like, this is what I want to do. Like this, I'm so glad I'm here. Like, I don't care if I make any tips tonight or not. I'm just happy that I'm here and I'm dancing and having fun, because like, I was never allowed to be that free. I was never allowed to like have that moment of just like, I get to feel my full faggoty fantasy dancing in front of all these people, and they're enjoying it, and they're out here supporting me. That's crazy, because from where I'm from, I would be beat up. Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference in a go-go boy if they're having fun, and like, because sometimes you see a go-go boy and you can tell they're not into it. They may be hot,
miserable,
but they're not into it. Like,
or they're so egotistical. They're like, look at me, I'm so hot. It's like, no, you got to dance. You got to make me feel the
Can't
beat.
dance at all.
When I think that's a problem with a lot of the, straight dancers that we have, is they are there for the bag. They're only there for your money,
and
your
just do
hard-earned
this.
money. They don't want anything else in that club. They don't care about our community. Some of them. I'm not saying all, because there's some really cool allies out there, and shout out to y'all allies who are actually there for us, because y'all who put money back into our community and actually support us in times of hardship. We root for you, and we allow you to be in our spaces. But to the other ones who just stand there and
they just be like,
Yeah, they don't
Not
they
even
don't
that,
care.
they're
They're
just
not
like-
having fun. They're
like, look
glaring
at
at
me.
everyone.
Yeah.
They're just bouncing their erection that they spent so long upstairs getting
or the stuffed piece of extendo.
to come down and show
They're
all
like
of y'all.
reading Trump's tweets are like, oh yeah. Put the cock ring on now.
It's very confusing to me because it's the most gay thing to see a straight dude in the corner jerking off and then go down and show his boner to all these gay people and get money, but then get upset when people ask him, "Are you gay?"
Yeah.
It's like, bro, do you understand the setting you've put yourself in and what you're doing? Like,
Right.
Well, we actually have some hot topics we're going to talk about in terms of being a go-go dancer, and it's like how much is too far, and the whole sexuality part of it.
And that's kind of one of the reasons I've never used straight models. I always use gay models.
and that's real. And we've always noticed that. Like, you have always picked, like, the gay it boys or turned just beautiful men into gay it boys. You know what I mean? Like,
So making the move, because you became quite popular in Phoenix. In fact, they still bring you back there many, many times. Charlie's in Phoenix. I love Charlie's in Phoenix. Hi, Charlie's. But what made you then move to Los Angeles?
So my sister, she's trans. Her name is Rose Montoya. She's an advocate for the trans community. Shout out to Rose. Love you, girl.
She's been on fire this Pride season
She's
among
killing it
all
right
the other
now.
times.
She's just been speaking on so many panels.
Yeah.
But her and I wanted to take that jump because we were ready for what's next. She had lived in Seattle for a long time. Very progressive, you know.
Seattle?
That's where she went to school at Seattle University. And so that's where she really found herself, and I found myself in Phoenix. And then we both had grew into these people who we understood who we are. We were doing things for the community. We were part of our community. We were like shining as hard as we could, that we felt like there was no more room to grow. And I felt like I was a big fish in this small pond. And so we both decided to make the move to LA because we knew that would be a place where we would be pushed to grow, where we would be in a huge pond and then become small fish, where we would be allowed to grow bigger than we already are. I've already surpassed anything the little boy from Idaho next to the chicken coop and potato farm could have ever imagined I could achieve. So at this point, I'm like, let's move to LA. Like, if we've made it this far, we can go there and let's see how far we can make it there, because like anything is achievable, anything is attainable if we just work hard enough for it. And we've been working our asses off. So let's go work harder.
I have to say it's quite remarkable because I first met you in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Years ago when you were go-go there. And to watch your growth. Like,
the little me who met you.
yeah, like moving to LA and, venturing into your music career
Yep.
now. And like, I don't know, I like watching your career like blossom.
I love that you've been able to see it too, because like I've always been like an Andrew Christian. Like, I've always loved you, always. And even like you knew it because the first time you came to Phoenix, or not the first time you came, but first time I got to see
First
you
time
in
we met,
Phoenix,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. And you let me come into your booth and we were kikiing. You gave me some merch. I was just living, like having the best time of my life. And it's so cool because you gave me such a confidence and have always done that to so many people in our community, to allow ourselves to just genuinely be ourselves and live authentically. And I appreciate you for that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
He already
Now
brought
we
you
gotta-
free stuff. Calm down. I want to know, in getting into LA, we know LA can be a very difficult circle. When I first moved to LA so many years ago, it took me about 6 months before I clicked, and I only moved from Orange County, which is like an hour away. But we know it could be a tight circle. It could be full of mean girls. Nightlife can also be very succumbing in terms of getting too much involved in booze and drugs and sex. How did you kind of break into it? Because you become a mainstay in LA. And Ronderick, you've been around for 2 years, and you're at all the different parties and all the different clubs. How did you kind of infiltrate that LA circle, so to speak?
To be honest, I have no idea. Like,
You're like, who, me?
I would just be there like at home or something. Someone would message me on Instagram and be like, "Hey, we saw you dancing. Like, we love your energy. We love your vibe. Would you like to come dance for us?" And I'm like, "Sure,
That's exactly
okay."
why, because his
Yeah.
vibe, you have such a good energy. Every time you're out in the bar, like every time you're on the box, all of it, like you never come with like weird energy. You always come correct. You're always like genuine and having a good time, and that's what people want to see.
And that's what I like to give, because I like to entertain. That's why when I'm dancing, it's just like I see these guys who just like stand there. I'm just like, "Can you get off the box, please?" Like, I'm over here trying to do like an 8 count. I'm trying to do choreography and all this.
Oh,
you
you're
know?
talking 8 counts now. Okay, girl. Okay. They're thinking 8 lines, and you're doing 8
Exactly. I'm
counts.
just like,
Okay.
when the song comes on, like I'm giving energy, like, and sometimes even when people don't tip, like I'm just like, "Oh, you're gonna go tip the guy who's just standing there?" I'm like, thank you. I'm over here like sweating, swinging from the pole, like I'm on the ground, like throwing it back, you know, shaking it. And it's just like, again, people, they see me and they see that and they're just like, hey, do you want to come dance at the Eagle? Do you want to dance at Bullet Bar, Richmond, San Diego, like Palm Springs? And I'm just like, sure, thank you. I'm glad that you guys see that I actually like enjoy doing what I'm doing, because I'm like, I like giving energy. I like entertaining people, because that's what I'm here for, to be a go-go dancer. Like, if you want to pay or go tip someone who's just going to stand there, then I'm like, you do that, but I'm going to give it my all on the stage for these 30 minutes, because I'm here to entertain you. Like, you don't got to give me $1 or anything, but I just like having fun, and that's what I do.
Okay, let's address our real quick hot topic. $1's not enough anymore, right? With the economy and everything, people give you $1 and they're like, boop, boop, boop. It's like, no free touchies.
Like, it's been $1 forever.
That's what I
forever.
mean.
Like, the economy's changed. Like, $1. Come on.
Listen, I don't care if you don't have $1 to tip me, but if you're gonna like stare at me like in a way that I can tell you're staring at me, if you're gonna videotape me, or if you're gonna want to touch me, then there's got to be some coin involved, even if it is just $1. But if you don't have that $1, I don't care. But do something like say, wow, like you're an incredible dancer, thank you. Or like, you know, kindness goes a long way. Don't assault me, don't grab me, don't, you know, spank me, don't any of that unless, you know, you're coming right. Like come with the right energy. And so in my head, it's like, I get it. We're all living in hard times. Like I don't think $1 is enough at all. No. But I do understand that some people don't have that, and they only come to the bar because they are looking for community. You know, they want that. Right. And so I'm here to entertain them.
That's
I'm
so
getting paid
nice
to entertain. So in my head, it's like, if they could show something nice, they could show some kindness. A compliment goes a long way. Pretty boys love to be told they're pretty, and they don't get told it enough because everyone thinks they already know it.
You make a post. I went to the post office today. Oh, so hot. I licked a stamp. Like, come on.
No, but I agree. I don't think $1 is enough. But in other sense, you know, there's other things you can do that could make our day, you know? So it's like, think about that next time you see a go-go boy or girl dancing, and think about, how can I pay them, you know, a compliment or something nice if I don't have money? And if you do have money, we got Venmos, we have Cash App, we have Zelle. Like, I know you have money in your bank account. Maybe you don't have $1 on you, but you could Zelle me one, you could Cash App me one.
But here's the thing, like, nobody ever has cash anymore. The last time I took out cash, I can't even remember.
I literally got Cash App stickers now.
Oh, like I have mine tattooed on my ass. You can just do that.
I'm like right here. I'm just like, and like, do you ever have those people that like come in like touch you and they just be like, oh, you're hot, but sorry, I don't have any money?
No, I don't let people touch me.
See, they do it to me all the time.
The real Go-Gos of West Hollywood.
I'm doing high kicks and splits, and if you can get close enough to me, it's because I see money in your hand. Otherwise, I'm twirling and spinning and shaking, and you're not getting close to me.
That happens to me all the time. Like people will come in, they'll be like, oh, you're so hot. Sorry, I don't have $1 though.
That's so weird to say as they're touching you.
Like that's so weird.
And I'm just
I don't
like
that.
Thank you, and I just turn around, just like, thank you. I'm like.
So I have a question for the both of you. Do you feel like being a go-go boy, you're able to like command the crowd, like change their mood and like
100%
certain way? And
100%.
How does that make you feel? Second part to that question.
I feel underappreciated and undervalued by customers, by the bar, by promoters, by pretty much everyone. I feel like we're at the very bottom of the totem pole in everybody's eyes. But if you took out go-go boys from every single club setting, the bar would be so boring and no one would be dancing. Because in a school dance or in a bar or in any type of dance setting, you need one person to start the mood. You need someone to start 100%. The dancing. That's what go-go boys are for. We're for aesthetic. We're to entertain, but we're also to start the party so that people have the energy from our energy to party, to dance, to have fun. So in my head, it's like we are at the very bottom of like the payroll. We're at the very bottom of like in any type of conversation or in aspect, we're at the very bottom of the totem pole, and people don't give us enough credit or props for what we do, because we work so hard. We are in the gym for an hour to hour and a half a day, maybe more, but that's what I do. And then we dance for 4 hours to 5 hours a night. Like within sets, of course, we get breaks, but it's like we're working so hard to entertain people, and then it's not even that, it's off time. Like we're getting haircuts weekly, we're grooming ourselves, we're making sure that we're like on point for everybody, and we do all this for you to maybe give us $1. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like we are the reason why these bars are having fun. We are the reason why customers are dancing. We're the reason why people are, partying.
I feel like you make it comfortable for people to start dancing when maybe they wouldn't.
Exactly.
And
Well, even
I
just
think
to come in the door. We know that West Hollywood's having a real difficult time right now filling spaces.
Yeah.
And so I've been in that crowd. I'm like looking in. I'm like, there's nobody there. Is there not even a go-go boy? No. I look in. There's a go-go boy giving it. I'm like, that's good energy. I'm going to go put my money
Exactly
down.
my point.
I think go-go boys are just as important as the DJ, if not more important.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Because you could not have a DJ and you could just play a playlist, but if the go-go boy is giving enough energy and fun, people are going to come in. When I work at a bar and it's empty, I go outside and I stand in front. And I try and get people to come in because them seeing me, a go-go boy, out front is going to pull customers into the bar. Even if I'm not even dancing. If I'm on my break just standing there, smoking a joint, or just chilling, talking to the host, whatever, they'll come in because they see me. And so it's like, it's as simple as that. And I feel like bars don't realize like how valuable we are. They don't treat us as such, at least. And I can say that for all of them, like all of them. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. I love all the bars that give me opportunities. I love all of, I shout out to all of them who hire me and book me because I love what I do. But I do feel that way at the end of the day, that people don't realize like, we are the show. We are the reason why people are there. Maybe your drag show, or whatever else will bring people in for sure. But on a regular night when you just don't have anything going on and you want people in the bar, the Go-Go Boys are what's going to be giving all of the attention and energy to your customers.
So you're saying instead of like having, you think I should start like...
Your own bar?
This is your
No.
next venture.
Open your own bar.
Transformation.
No, listen. Go-Go brunch instead of drag brunch. Go-Go
Please.
bingo
Please.
Oh,
instead of
absolutely.
drag
Please.
bingo.
So this is something I've been
Please.
talking about with like different people in West Hollywood, is that I think it's time to kind of like give gay boys a moment, because it's always about drag queens, it's always about RuPaul girls, it's always about
Wait, West
know,
Hollywood has
we
drag
love,
shows?
which
I
we
didn't
love,
know.
but-
which we do love, but like let's let some gay boys who are just gay boys, go-go boys, or MCs or gay rappers or whatever it is, upcoming artists, let them have some opportunity, let them host things, let them have their own parties.
100%
Go-Go brunch or go-go shows, stuff like that, male review shows. I
don't understand why-
I think we should have a TV show that focuses, on gay men, not just drag queens, separately.
And
I've never understood-
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I've never
the real
underst-
go-go boys of WeHo.
Yes. And I've never understood why West Hollywood doesn't have male burlesque. We don't have a male strip show
Right.
that you can incorporate singers and all that. It doesn't have to be just about stripping, but like the old-fashioned male burlesque.
Right.
Why don't we have that? There's so much talent. And, we know every go-go boy has something else that they do.
Yep.
And we're going to get into that, but it's like 100% agree. Every bar has like 3 drag shows a day. And, protect our dolls, protect our drag queens, 100%.
But also give
us some
opportunity
variety,
to people
though.
who aren't doing drag but still in the community.
West Hollywood used to be so different. If you wanted a certain naughtiness, you would go to a certain bar. If you wanted to class it up with a martini and a date, you went to that bar. You wanted to pick up young twunks for the night, you went to that bar. And now it just become everybody's trying to do the same thing at the same time, and it's not
Right.
working. Anyway, we could talk about that for a lot.
I do agree.
So here on the show, we also talk, especially during Pride Month, we talk about our coming out and our acceptance of our sexuality. When did both of you first realize that maybe you weren't like other boys, and what's your coming out story?
Oh God, mine's just it's gonna be very
Yeah, mine's hard
crazy.
too. It's like
I mean, it's not really crazy.
Cue the music.
It's more just like
Ronderick,
they'd be like,
I know it's been a while since you've been with a man, but put the microphone in front of your mouth.
oh, okay, there we
There
go.
we go.
Like that.
26 times in 3 decades. No, 7 years, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 26. I'm going to have to do the math on that. I'm terrible at math. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's when I first realized it was, oof. I was 10 years old.
And in a small
And-
town, too.
Yeah, and the first man that I actually had a crush on, that when I realized it was Tom Selleck.
Oh, in those shorts? Are you kidding? And that mustache?
Yeah. So that's why I kind of have a thing for like mustaches. Like I don't know if it was like.
But you're too young. It must have been
different
the reruns of Mad
Oh
with
yeah.
PI. Yeah.
I was born in '95, so yeah, I was like what 10 in 2005.
95.
Yeah. So like.
Same.
And that's not realizing like ever since then like I had this thing for like mustaches on men. Like that's what I really like in a man. I don't know why. Again, I think it's because of Tom Selleck and like being so young and realizing it at that time. But yeah, really, I was just like. And when I realized it, I was like, I am not like these other people. And they just, and like people, you know, you're in your school and people make those jokes, be like, oh, like, are you gay? And you're just like, no. And like they just keep asking, and I'm like, and even my family would do the same thing, be like, oh, he's a punk, he's this, and this. And I'm just like, okay. So that kind of made me very quiet, shy, and reserved for a long time. That's why when I did decide to join the military years later, I didn't tell my family. I just like signed up and left and didn't tell them anything. So
you posted this the other day on social media. How do you not tell your family that you joined the military? And somebody that's questioning their sexuality, why would the military be your first choice?
Because I was poor, and it was one of those things where it's just like, hey, sign up. You want to get out this crazy poor town? Like, we'll help you do that. You have free housing, you have free food, like, you can get your vehicle. So I was like,
and you get a good uniform that fits well.
Yeah, so like
surrounded by men
with mustaches.
So yeah, I used it as a stepping stone because I was like, I don't want to make it a career really, unless I really liked it. So I used it as a stepping stone. That's pretty much what I did. I was just like, okay, you guys help me get out. Now I'm at a place I need to be at and want to be at. And I did my contract after that, and that's when I moved to LA. So I was just like,
What was your experience, though, in the military? Because we talk about queer people in the military. It's such a hot button. I remember the time of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And it was like, well, that's kind of dangerous, too. But I also know many queer men have gone through the military, and there are so many queer stories that have happened with supposedly straight people. What was your experience, and did you have this constant fear of being kind of persecuted?
Not at all. Even though I was outed by a certain person who is registered and shouldn't be talked about, but
they're here today. No,
yeah,
can
no,
you imagine?
oh god,
imagine
no,
they were
no,
walking?
no. That's when I first joined my unit, and like he was married to a woman, and he was going through some legal issues. That's why he's in the place he's at now. But other than that, he was on Grindr. I was on Grindr. Like, he was a blank profile.
On base?
Yeah, we were in the same unit.
Did you have your face on your profile?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
At that point, I was like, I'm not in Louisiana no more. So I'm like,
what's your username? Just so I know.
I don't have any of the apps anymore. I don't hook up or do anything anymore. But yeah, and when he did out me, like, no one really cared, because at that point, everyone was just like, okay, like, sure, like, you're gay, like, no one cares as long as you do your job, as long as you're not a piece of shit or whatever.
But isn't that the point? And you're serving your country.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
I don't know any other gay men who would serve their country, because that's putting yourself behind military. You're putting yourself in any kind of situation. I don't know a lot of gay men that would do that.
And that was one of the jokes that we made in the Army. They were just like, you're a gay black man. Like, why are you serving a country that never served you? And I'm just like, damn. You
get 2 snaps in your uniform. You're like, yes.
And I was just like, you know what? If I wasn't poor from a small town, I would not be here, to be honestly. And I was like, and it was just like, yeah, we're like all poor. And like, that's why we're all here, because like, no one really wants to be there unless you're one of those people from a military family who's just like very, very, but like, other than that, most people join the military for like free college, and like, because they pay for you to go to college, and that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I don't have a job, because like, I'm in school and I'm go dance, so I make enough to survive month to month. Well, not month to month, but I make enough to survive on, and I'm good with that. But other than that, the military was great. Like, everyone was very accepting, probably a little bit too much accepting, because the straight men get a little bit too comfortable in their sexuality and comfortability. And I'm just like, you start to question, like, are you guys sure you're not under the
Everybody's
spectrum?
On the spectrum. That's why they call it a spectrum, because you fall on one place on it.
And we did have 2 trans soldiers in my unit, which, again, everyone was very open. No one really cared. They were just like, we don't care about all this. Like, not in a negative way, but more in like a, just do your job, make sure, like, you know, you're not a piece of turd or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And like,
that's
again,
good to take care of.
Everyone was just like so open. I'm just like, so is everyone just in this unit just like pansexual, or am I just tripping right now? Because the way you guys talk, and again, in the military, we have this very over sexual and like dark humor in the way we talk. You know, it's very like, if you say that in the real world, people would be like, oh. But in the military, it's just like, ha ha ha.
It's like frat boy humor. It's like, let's haze each other. Let's grab each other's dicks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, don't you have a wife? Like, why are you trying to hook up with the trans soldier? I'm like, is it just like the genitals, or are you just like
iron their tea out?
I don't care, cause like,
I love it though.
Because like, again, people in the military, like, they love the dolls. They will act like they don't, but
100%. I've heard many like, stories.
They're behind this masculine macho persona that they put on, like, oh, I'm in the military, blah blah blah, my big muscles. But at the end of the day, they're just like, oh, look at that twink, I want to pound that twink. oh, look at her. I want to get up inside. And I'm just like, calm down. Like, if you want to go to the gay club, if you want to hook up with who you want to hook up, like, we can go, you know, you can find somebody. Because
But to your point, all this dichotomy is happening in our military, and people are put in certain positions in life. They're putting themselves at risk, and they're devoting themselves. You know, we have such little appreciation for our military and the struggle to even get to the military and live life week after week in the barracks or on mission or whatever. And this is the dichotomy, and this is the diversity that is happening. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, the military, it's not what people think it is. Again, like a lot of people think, oh, the military, like guns, deployment, and all this. But like at the end of the day, we're pretty much just, again, one big frat. Like everyone's not combat. I was in combat, not deployed, but like in a combat MOS, military occupational specialty or whatever. And again, we're very headstrong, chaotic type. And again, we don't really do anything besides just be a frat, even with women, because some of the women are very, hey, we'll beat you up, even though like there's like 2 women in this unit, like we'll still kick your ass.
Because they have to prove themselves 200% because, you know, okay, I'm going to register for the military right now. Okay.
Oh, God. That's good. Make sure you do a good job.
Prince Joshua, when did you kind of first experience that you were different? And I don't even know what your heritage is.
I've always been different. You know what I mean? So like on my dad's side, we're Italian and Mexican. My mom's side's German.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like I have this very like machismo side from my dad's side, and then I have this like very like white from my mom's side. And so it's this very interesting blend for a family dynamic that I grew up with, because we had like a mix of Catholic and Baptist. So it's two very different religions, but also...
That is tough. Catholic is tough enough, but then you get Baptist.
Catholic's really tough.
Catholic is tough. It's like, you better pray the rosary 10 times if you even look at a guy.
It's a lot. And so by the time I started being able to like understand, we were Baptist. And so they've kind of moved on from the Catholic portion of life.
That's a weird transition.
It was such a weird transition. And I think any religion is weird, to be honest. I think any form of it is just kind of slightly occult. But it is what you make of it. And unfortunately, I grew up very, very sheltered and very scared to be who I was, because I was told from very early on that gay people go to hell, and that, you know, trans people aren't real and they're just, you know, mentally ill, et cetera, which obviously isn't true. But this is what I was told. I'm a child, so they're molding my brain. They're telling me what this is. So then I go throughout my life and I'm, you know, being bullied, being told I'm gay, all these things. All my interests are like, I love to play dress up. I love to play with dolls. I love to play, you know, with the girls at recess. And so it's just like I'm constantly being told I'm gay and I'm this and da-da-da. Before I could even let myself find out, before I could even let myself figure it out what it is that I want in my own life, people were telling me what I am. People were telling me what to do and da-da-da-da. My parents were always in denial, always. Even as gay as I was, they were just always in denial. And finally, one day in high school, I was like talking to this boy who I knew was gay, and I thought we were just friends. But then I started to realize like I cared more about like making sure he was having a good day, or I like would be more, you know,
think about him.
I would actually think about him. And so it was really weird for me, because I had, you know, I'd had girlfriends, I had, you know, feelings for girls, and so it was the first time I had ever like started to feel this way for a boy, and I was so confused. I was beating myself up about it. I had, you know, previously found out that my trans sister at the time was secretly dating a guy, and at that time she wasn't trans, but I refer to her that just out of respect for her. And so she hid that from me, but my whole family hid that from me because they didn't want me to find out. And so it was really weird that my whole family knew that my sister was, you know, into guys. And so it was hard because she came out as gay first, but she didn't come out. She was outed, and it was a family secret. And then when I found out, I was livid, because I'm like, so you guys have all been lying to me?
Wait, so she didn't come out to you?
No, one of my other sisters found out about her boyfriend, and then they it was like an family thing.
It's funny because you and Rose are so close
We're
right
so
now.
close, and
both
so-
of you are activists
So it was
for the
this
trans
time.
community. That's just weird.
It was this time that we rekindled everything because we had been best friends as growing up, and then we kind of went through a little year or two of just being like not as close during like middle school, early high school. And this moment, I was like, okay, I think I like this guy. And then, you know, I joined cheerleading, which I feel like really gave me the confidence. I feel like all the people on my cheer team just like allowed me to be myself, and none of them would pressure me. None of them would tell me what I am. They would just let me be who I was. And I love them because they would let me say, no, I'm not gay, until finally one day I was like, you know what? I am gay. Like, I do like a guy. And then I told them, and then I told my sister. And I remember it was like a few days before Christmas. I told her, and we were crying.
Holiday or when you bring home a boyfriend.
Yeah, we were just in my room crying because I was like, I'm so sorry for like pushing you away and for thinking that like religion is more important than your happiness. And like, now I realize that like, I have feelings for this guy and I can't stop it. And there's nothing like sinful about this. Like, it's not like I have a evil, or because we were told that like these people are evil, like they're going to hell, like they're bad people. And so it's just like this weird rude awakening of like, I can be gay and be a good person. Like, what I've been told is not the real tea. And so from then I just really started to like gain my confidence. I left my church. I started to just live life authentically and chase after what made me happy. And it was just like the most beautiful thing to ever happen to me, because all the bullies in my school who had bullied me like stopped caring because I stopped caring. I was like, yeah, I'm gay, not for you, you're ugly. Like, and it just like, it only went up from there. Like, everyone just started to see this new confidence in me. I started to just like thrive in different areas. And then I decided like, I want more out of life. Like, potatoes ain't enough for me.
I wish I could say that on a Friday night. Like, baked potato going out. I don't know. You know, it's very funny that when we all talk about our relationship with religion or a conservative family or our heritage, there is a sadness when we have enough courage to leave it. Like the Catholic Church. You know, it was a safe space, and going to midnight mass, it offered some comfort, and, you know, leaving that is a little sad.
But you can find spirituality in so many other ways than organized religion.
100%.
I don't think that any one religion is necessarily bad. Like I said earlier, it's what you do with that. You know, I take a lot of values from Christianity, like do unto others as you want unto you, and to love thy neighbor,
verse.
and to, I'm very versed.
Okay,
you know?
say, have unto them unto you. Hello, I had to bring it back, okay?
But that being said, yeah, I feel like you can find spirituality in many different ways. It doesn't have to be religion, and it doesn't have to follow by a book or a set of rules that a group tells you it needs to be. It is your own relationship with, you know, spirituality itself.
I think there's a lot of parallels, though, in like all our coming out stories. Like you were saying that, you know, people were telling you were gay before you even knew what that was. That was the same with me.
Yeah.
And, you know, growing up in a religious family, like my Catholic aunts think I'm going to hell. But surprisingly enough, my uncles, heterosexual, Latino, were the most accepting.
I love that.
Yeah. Which you would think that would be the
I wouldn't have
opposite.
thought that
Yeah.
at all.
That is very funny. My grandma's sisters, my great aunts, would pray the rosary for me every day to go back to being straight.
Yeah.
And her brothers didn't even give a shit. They're like, okay.
I think the problem is people want to put you in a box. As soon as you're a person, you know, as soon as you're starting to make words and sentences, they want to put you in a box. Oh, he's gay, or he's straight, or he's going to be this, or he's going to be that. And it's like, we don't need these labels. We don't need to be gay, straight, bi, pan. Like, we could just be. Like, love is a spectrum. You don't have to choose ever. Like, it's always evolving. Your own love is always evolving. You can love whoever you want. It just depends on the dynamic of the spirit of the person you're with. That's what I believe. Same with, like, any other type of labels, like top or bottom or verse. Like, if the person I'm with, I want to top, I'm gonna top them, and if that's consensual. And if and if the person I'm with, you know, I want them to top me, then I'm gonna get on all fours. Like, so it's just like, I don't think ever you need to put yourself in a box or be labeled by anybody, not even yourself, because moments change, you grow, you evolve, you learn to love other people, you learn to love new things. Some people, you know, start off as bottoms and later in life turn into tops, and then I know the same goes.
You're looking at
vice
me.
versa.
I've never bottomed in my life.
And see, and some people know what they like and they stick to that, and that's fine.
I have a tilted uterus. That's my.
You have a uterus?
It's a joke. Okay, we're gonna do some fun rapid fire go-go questions. So it's gonna be like boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
I'm scared.
What do you love most about being a go-go? What do you like least about being a go-go?
I like being in less clothes.
Okay.
I like being in underwear.
Exhibitionist?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I love dancing. I love when I see that I have done my job because people are dancing and they're letting loose and they're dancing weird. That's how I know.
Okay. You're looking at me. I had a seizure revolver. It wasn't me dancing weird. It was me having a
No, when
seizure.
I dance, you turn around, you get all shy and nervous.
I get shy because
I throw
you
my
don't wanna
ass, I be
see-
shaking it, and you get
You
all
don't
like,
throw your ass. Your ass is like pizza. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
for you. No. It's funny. Okay. Your least favorite thing about being
Oh, God, the drunk people. They get too drunk and they just start beating you. They're just like, I'm like, ma'am,
yeah, people
ma'am. I'm like,
smacking us or
ma'am,
girls with long nails
get back.
clawing us.
And it happens so much. They're just like, I'm just like, ma'am, get back.
Just put the money
like-
in my hand.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm
don't try and peel my underwear with your long
Right.
claws. I don't want
Just doing
that.
too much. Just
So Cynthia Erivo's been coming to West Hollywood? I didn't even know. Can you imagine that?
those
She'd have to be
nails.
like 4 feet away. Like,
oh my God.
it's me. It's like,
You can
okay,
tell me,
girl.
girl. It's me.
Have you ever hooked up with another go-go?
Yes.
You didn't even wait 2
My
seconds.
first, like, introduction to the go-go scene, I was dating a go-go.
That's a little different, though.
Okay,
I mean,
well.
have you ever worked with a fellow go-go? You're like, oh, let's...
I have a question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely that, yes. Any of your 26 guys been,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Okay, I have a
Andrew.
question. I already know the answer.
Oh.
Have you ever had another go-go steal your underwear?
Yes, I have.
This is like the number one
terrible.
story I hear.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
100%. Yeah.
I had this favorite pair of Andrew Christian, and they were stolen by somebody. Stole it in the back room, and
Yeah,
Yep.
I think I have that exact story actually, like a gold pair because I love massive collection. You know, I like the gold
Oh,
pairs,
yeah.
and I'm like, where's my gold pair? It's gone. Someone went in my bag and money too. I've had
hear
people
that a
steal
lot.
money from my bag too. So it's really sad actually because you wouldn't think that like your own like coworkers would do that kind of stuff to you. But if I ever catch you in my underwear, bitch, it's on. I'm gonna rip those off.
All right, since both of you answered so quickly, when was the last time you hooked up with another go-go? Because that was real fast for both of you.
Oh, God.
Last week.
I know your schedule for last week, too, because you posted.
Oh. Oof. What, last year?
Okay. Have you ever hooked up with a club guest who's like, oh, I'll wait till you're done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger, just yes to all these. How about
I'm like, yeah. Let's see. 'Cause,
I would have to say that that's somebody's fantasy though to hook up with a go-go boy,
Totally.
like go to a club and like meet the man of your dreams who's a go-go boy and then hook up with him.
But most times they're like tired. All they want to do is like come home, eat Panda
100%.
Express, watch a movie, and like cuddle.
So when I used to drink,
Not from what I know.
I would go home and we'd fuck. But now that I don't drink, I go
You're
home.
tired
I'm
after the-
tired. I
yeah.
want to go to bed and eat.
yeah, no. I get drunk and I just get loose. That's why I gotta stop drinking in West Hollywood. Like 2 shots of
Have
tequila.
another.
I never heard of you being loose.
You never see me running around West Hollywood because, like, even whenever I'm not dancing and if you see me around, I'm like, take it off. And I'm just like, they're like, are you dancing? I'm like, no, I'm just drunk. And like,
What time and where?
Wednesday through Friday.
I'll be there. No. But here's the misconception, or maybe it's true. And people have this misconception about you is like you're surrounded by beautiful men, you're surrounded by the gay scene. How much sex are you guys having? And is it hard to date when you're a go-go boy? From what I assume, neither one of you are in a relationship, right?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, or not. Some people like being single.
I think it's hard to date as a go-go boy because people sexualize us so much that's all I'm used to being is people sexualizing me. And unfortunately, not many people want to see past that side of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that we are an object to them. We are almost like a challenge. Can I conquer that? Can I get him? Can I sleep with him? Because after that, they most likely aren't going to try and date me, you know? Like, and I know this from experience. Like, I slept with my fair share of people. And most of the time, it's like a conquer and divide kind of thing. Like, they want to know that they could do it, that like they were able to do that, and then it's kind of like, you know. Of course, I have like regulars or whatever, you know, like fuck buddies. But
What?
It's like I've definitely had moments.
I thought, like, honestly, I thought you were this innocent flower that's like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, you can think that. No,
But also, Andrew, have you felt that too? It's like people like, oh, I'm gonna conquer the king of underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see, it's like
That's
a
so
thing.
weird
And so
to
I
me.
feel like a lot of people, they don't realize like there's so many more layers to us. Like, maybe we are like inherently more kind of sexual beings in that way, but there's more to us than just sex. Like, I want more out of life than just fucking and nutting and dancing for you and thongs. Like, I have so much more substance to me in my everyday life, but no one really wants to look at that side. Also, it's hard for them because they're working a normal job. And so I'm, you know, sleeping while they're at work. And then when I go to work, that's like their time off. That's like their time to party. So it's like, even if they did want to date us, it is hard for them to date us because their schedules and our schedules don't line up. And they think we're always out being touched and
There's a
guys
jealousy
fondling us
thing.
and
Yeah,
da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, if I want someone, I only want them. And so it's like, it's one of those things, you just have to be very confident and secure in yourself if you're going to try to date a go-go boy, because, you know, that's our job, is to be lusted after. And so you just have to know that it comes with the territory.
I mean, I've kind of had like a different dynamic. Like, guys will want to try and sleep with me to become a model. And it's like, okay, if you're going to sleep with me.
I can see that.
like,
Then you can't be a model.
yeah, you can't be a model. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, your story. Because it's so weird. On your Instagram, you say asexual. A lot of your Instagram stories are not asexual.
Exactly. I put online what I want people to see. Like, behind social media, it's very not what social media is. That's why, like, because that's my Go-Go account. So I post, like, when people follow me, like, oh, what's your Instagram? When I'm just like, this is my Instagram, you know?
So you're building like the persona, the fantasy.
Yeah, because that's Go-Go Hex. That is Hex. That is not Ronderick. Like, again.
And what does hex mean?
Oh, it was just to bewitch the mind. That's why I was just like, I ensnare men.
Because I know what a
like
hex
they're
is, but
dancing.
okay.
So that's what it is. That's why I was like, the name. So, because, again, people think they see me and they just like, oh, well, he's doing this and doing that. So,
Put you
like,
in a spell.
easily, yeah. And so, again, when people do that, I'm just like, I get it. Like you said, they see us as like sexual things and that's it. But in real life, I'm 30 years old. I've never had a boyfriend, never been in a relationship.
You've never had a boyfriend?
Nope, not one.
Oh my
at
God.
all. So,
Well, after this airs, girl.
so that's why, like, in real life, I'm just like, I try to date, but at the same time, I don't know. I have like this siren effect where it's just like, men see me and it's just like, okay, let's hook up. Like, even now, I'm on Hinge, I'm on Tinder. We're talking. It's like, oh, let's fuck. And I'm just like, we did all this talking just for this to be a hookup. And I'm just like, okay, next. And
I've never understood that, by the way.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm just like, what is wrong with me? So that's why I got this people like, if you're asexual, why do you have lust tattooed on your chest? I'm like, because that's what I am. It's just lust. I'm like, I've never had love. There's never been nothing genuine. It's just been like, okay, yeah, you're attractive. Like, oh, you're so smart. You're so funny, blah, blah, blah. Like the way you look. I love your energy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Want to go grab something to eat? And it's like, we grab something to eat or whatever. Then it's just like, okay, let's hook up. And I'm like, no, because I want to get to know you. I don't want to have like sex. Because I know once you have sex with someone, they just be like, it's either going to be like, okay, it was great. Let's keep going. Or it's going to be like, okay, I did it. Now I'm going to leave. And it happens most of the time. That's why it's only been like 26 hookups in my life. Because that's all it's been. It's just like a date, hook up, then never talk again. I was like, oh, well, is the sex bad? Like, you can let me know. Like, you don't got to avoid me. And now since moving to West Hollywood, it's got even worse. Because, again, I am a go-go dancer. And so when people do that, I'm just like, oh, well, damn. I guess it's just not in the cards for me.
This is the reality of like go-go life. You know, we had no clue.
But doesn't asexual mean you don't have sex? So my question to you is,
I think
are
you're
you only having
aromantic.
sex
It's little to no sexual desire.
to please them, or is it
Yeah,
because
like when people hear asexual, that's what they think, and like yes, it is true, and like I don't care to have sex. Like I don't have like the sexual desire to hook
but
up
you
with
do it
anyone.
because that's what they want?
Yes.
Oh,
So
like,
you never feel like, I'm a little today.
No. I mean, like I see attractive men, I'm just like, okay, yeah, he's hot, but I don't really.
You just want to cuddle him and
Yeah, like I don't really act on it because like even at the gym when I like in the locker room, I shower, whatever, you know, I walk around naked, you know, free myself, blah blah blah.
What gym? I might actually get a membership.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Equinox,
do you guys go to the same gym?
Yes.
Yeah,
You guys go to the same gym?
And I'm like, sir, can you please put that away? You're gonna poke somebody's eye out.
oh shit.
Yeah, and like, and it's so crazy because like, and like, I don't know if it's gonna sound like I'm too cocky or bragging or whatever, but like, doing that, like in the shower, like people just like, oh, come to like the handicap stall over there, like come to the shower. And
The
just, like,
handicap stall.
yeah, because like
That's
it's
where shit
like
go down.
it's the biggest space or whatever. So like, I'm just like, oh, no, thank you. No,
This
thank
is
you.
it.
Like,
You don't want to lose your membership either.
I haven't been to a gym since 1942, so I have no clue all this is.
No one
happening.
tag Equinox.
I'm like,
Can you imagine?
Like,
Another one closed. Didn't they close their steam room, or that was Crunch?
That was
crunch.
Crunch.
That was crunch.
Was that your fault?
Okay, I know.
You're knocking over the towel rack and like the lamps and all. You're like, I don't even know what's happening.
Swanging.
It's just like.
So what happens when you guys see each other at the gym and he's like swinging away?
I'm just like, hi.
Yeah, I'm just be too nervous
Hi to
because
both of you.
again, I'm from a small town, so like seeing him, I've only seen him like on social media. So like when I saw him for the first time, I was just like, do I say hey? Do I talk to him? So I just be like, 'cause I don't know what to say to people. Like I'm like,
Just smack him in the face.
like
Apparently,
would it be weird if I just be like, hey, like I know you from like social media, like would it be like because like again I see a lot of celebrities too, so I just be like. Hi. Like, because I don't know what to say to them. Again, I'm from a small
It sounds
town.
like you don't use your hand to wave.
yeah, no, I just.
not in the locker room.
Not in the locker room.
Yeah.
So, but asexual typically means you don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
Aromantic might be what maybe. Although we don't know labels. There's like a million words
But
now
like,
for everything.
yeah, but like, again, when I tell people, when I explain it to them, I'm like, I still feel sensation. Because people are like, oh, like, you don't get any erection. I'm like, if you touch my
apparently
penis,
you do.
if you touch my penis, like, I have nerves, I have feelings there. So, like, it's going to get erect. I have a prostate. That's why I'm like.
That's just not your
I can-
intention.
you
like
know-
you don't specifically.
This is
seek
Grey's
that out.
Anatomy. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
But, like, I'm like,
But
again,
you
I have a
you didn't-
nervous
you-
system.
You didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
you
don't
don't
care
seek
for
it
it.
out. Yeah,
like I
yeah.
don't seek it out, and like I don't care. Like when I hook up, I'm just like, okay, like I'm not gonna finish. I'm not gonna come. Like it's not you. It's just me. Like you can use my body how you want to. You can suck or sit on it or bounce, whatever. I'm like, it does nothing for me. Like yes, I have an erection, but like I'm not gonna finish.
That's
Oh.
interesting.
I'd be like, I have a
Oh.
prostate, but like I'm not gonna finish. I'm just like. And like halfway through it, I'm just like, okay, see, I went soft. Like it's not you at all. And like they feel bad. I'm like, I
Yeah,
promise
I'm
you,
sure
it
they
is not
do.
you at all. Like it's just me. Like I don't have performance issues. It's just
You're
I
just
mean, the
not-
fact that
it's
you,
not your thing.
the fact that you even trying to like do that though is like you're going outside of your own comfort zone so that this person can be sexually pleased, which I think is like that's crazy because I've tried dating an asexual person before and it was really hard for me because we'd get so hot and bothered and then I'd be so turned on. I'm like, oh, I just want to fuck, but he like
then it's just be like
I
okay,
didn't want to
yeah.
disrespect him because I know that that wasn't what he wanted to do, so I wouldn't push it any further than just like cuddling, dry humpy, whatever. And so it's just like the fact that you would like let them or go to that extent, it's surprising to me because I've never really heard that before.
And that's why like I'm big on communication because like that's what I tell guys like if you want to have sex like just let me know. Like I'm not gonna be like no, but like am I going to be in a mood? No, but like if you want, like, of course I'm going to please my partner because that's what partnership is
Yeah.
about. It's like compromising communication. Like if you be like, oh babe, like I'm horny right now. Like
Do
I'm
y'all
gonna be
see
like-
this? This is
I'm
boyfriend
gonna be
material.
like- I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah. Cause I'm like, if you're horny, like, yes, I will please and satisfy you. Like you are my man. Like I'm gonna make you happy. I'm not gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'm not into sex. No, get away from me. Ew, gross.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, okay, let's do it. Like.
Well, this show is not what I thought it was going to be. We have like
Right?
2 pages of questions we didn't even get into.
Oh God, well,
No, but this is the reality of Go-Go Boys. We don't know what
This
the
is
reality
like-
of
no,
a
yeah,
Go-Go
yeah.
Boy is. You know, people think it's like, oh, we see you guys, and we're like, oh, they're beautiful, and all they do is have fun and have sex and all of that stuff. Prince Joshua, I wanted to real fast talk about your music career. So we know many people from West Hollywood are like, oh, I'm going to release a single, and we're all like, oh, God, really?
You actually did it.
Not just one, not just two. How much music have you released in the last couple of years?
So I started last year with a feature in Tokyo song Kuchi. And so that was technically my first. So I guess now a year later, I have released 8 songs, which that's like incredible. 5 music videos and 8 songs, which I think is crazy. But it's just one of those things I never thought I was gonna do until one day I just decided to do it. And it was like, boom. I love hip hop. I love music. I love fashion. I love dancing. So when I take all of that and combine it and make it my own, it's so incredible. It feels like I'm giving birth to like this creativity of my own, you know, all of my own loves and desires into this one thing. And so it's like, I'm not doing it for anybody but myself and the community. Like, no one's telling me to do this. No one's asking me to do this. No one's paying me to do this. No one's funding me to do this. I do all of this out of the hard-earned money that you put in my underwear. I pay for all that, you know, locations, for the cameraman, I direct it all, I produce it all, I find the beat, I write my own music, I style everybody in the shoot, I, create timelines of what the shot list is gonna look like. I literally do everything in the entire production to make it happen. And it's so incredible because it's just everything I love to do. I learned how to do a lot of this in school when I went to school for fashion marketing. And so it's like I just take all of that knowledge and I put it into this newfound hobby of mine. And it's just so fun because it feels so liberating being able to just like create something that I hope one day other people are going to listen to and be able to relate to, have fun to, twerk to, like maybe even laugh at it. Like, I don't care. I really don't. I know, my music's not for everybody because I don't like every song that's out there of other people's, you know what I mean? So like, I know that I'm not for everyone, but that's okay. Like, I'm not doing this for everyone. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for people who will like it and in my community who are going to, enjoy it too, because I don't think there's enough gay artists out there creating music that we can relate to or that we can feel like, some type of connection to, because a lot of it is just like, I love my female rappers, but I can't always relate to their music in the same way that I wish I could. And I can't do that with straight rappers either. And so it's like this really small area where there's only a few gay rappers who have even kind of touched a little bit of fame, like Sassy Santana, Lil Nas X. And I think there needs to be more. And so it's like, why not me? Why not us? Why not our friend group? Because someone's got to do it, so let's just start doing it. I've always loved poetry. I'm a published poet, and so it's like I've taken all of these different fields that I've always been passionate about, and I just started creating my own ratchet, queer, unapologetic music. And I don't know, I just love the way it's going. I'm really excited for my next one that I've been working on, and you better stay tuned because it's gonna be a twerk song for the summer, and it's gonna be lit.
All right, well, we're going to take a little peek, but I do have to say, Sassy Santana, so I'm actually taking part in Black LA Pride this year.
Yes!
I didn't know it's been around for 11 years, by the way. That's how in a bubble in LA we are towards our people of color. As a gay man, I'm so apologetic that I didn't know it was a 3-day festival during July 4th.
Yeah.
So, but this year we are involved, and Sassy Santana is the headliner.
That's so exciting.
So, LA Black Pride, come out for 3 days of fun. But let's take a little teased look at Prince Joshua in action.
Blah!
Round 1, fight!
Level up, bitch, level up your shit. Up in this bitch, turn it up, get it lit. You know I'm a boss, bitch, never gonna quit. Yeah, I keep it smoking hot, I know you wanna hit. Level up, bitch, you better turn it up. You gonna need a lot of love, you a noob, it's giving stuck. Level up, bitch, you better turn it up. Level up. Prince in this bitch, better pop off. I'ma top my shit, I'ma take my top off. Then I'll make a hit and I'll make y'all a saga. You don't even spit, you ain't doing nada. You ain't doing nada and you don't respect my craft. I'ma be it, you a clown, I'ma laugh. You a peasant, I'm a prince, different kind of class. I'm the final level, bitch, you're never gonna pass. Bitch, I'm elevating, so you better level up. I'll be dominating you below me like a sub. I'ma be a dick, cause you're the one that sucks. If I hit a lick, I'll take all of your bucks. Level up, bitch, level up your shit. Up in this bitch, turn it up, get it lit. You know I'm a a boss, bitch, never gonna quit. Yeah, I keep it smoking hot, I know you wanna hit. Level up, bitch, you better turn it up. You gonna need a lot of luck, you a new one's giving stuck. Level up, bitch, you better turn it up. Level up. Bustin' like a blick, go beast in this bitch. Body stupid thick like my entire clip. If you wanna hit, get a light, not a bit.
All right, so that was a little peek.
Hi.
Yeah.
Fun little,
I love
little
it.
taste.
Talent.
I take like cheerleading, which obviously is.
You
part
posted
of
a
my
fun
background.
post the other day, and it's you cheerleading
Yeah.
next to one of your pictures that were taken at one of your Go-Go things.
Yeah, so
And it was literally the same picture.
Yeah. It's like the high school me doing a toe touch, and then like the nowadays me doing a toe touch in front of a huge crowd at Pride. So it's really cool to see like I've taken all the different things in my life that I'm passionate about, and I combine it within my music career and these music videos, combining cheerleading, music, fashion, all of it.
All right, we have to let Tony go home to his husband. But real fast, we know Go-Go doesn't last forever. What is on your future horizon as terms of like what's next? Not that it's going to happen tomorrow or in 5 years or whatnot, but you have to have that in mind.
Currently, I am in school at LA Film School for music production. And
he does music. Oh, so
and
funny.
we'll
Wow.
potentially be going for film production as well. But at the moment, because I'm in LA and a lot of people have been telling me, I have been slowly getting into modeling and dancing. So hopefully
God,
in the
if only you
future-
were attractive enough.
So yeah, hopefully in the future, if
God.
one of those three things fall in, music production, film production, modeling, or professional dancing, I'm going for it. So that's where I'm at right now
For
currently.
you. Coming here with a car full of your belongings, not having any connections, like you've done the damn thing.
Yep, I didn't think I was going to last this long, but hey, I'm here 2 years in.
And what's your message to the queer community this Pride season?
Oh God, do I have a message for the queer community? Woo, let's see.
He needs a drink for that one.
By all means, have a sip.
Okay. Let's see. To the queer community, I don't know if it's been said already. Be you, be true to yourself, because at the end of the day, the world is going crazy right now. So no one is gonna, know about your story. So again, just be yourself and be honest to you. Because again, even in the gay community, we have our issues that people don't see. Even though we say equality and all this, we still have our little indecisiveness and a little bit of segregation in here. But again, just be honest and a good person.
And where can we find and follow you?
At Go-Go Hicks at IG. I would say Twitter and Blue Sky, but yeah, I ain't ready for that kind of content.
Wait, there's that kind of content?
Yeah. And it's for free. I just do it for fun because I like showing off my body to the people.
Well, now I need to.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now I need to sign up for Blue Sky. Okay. So Prince Joshua, we know you're doing music, but in the future, like, what kind of?
I think the possibilities are endless. I mean, obviously, I want to keep creating music. I want to keep dancing. I think maybe starting my own type of party or night, being a club promoter or any sort of continuing. Just like I bring the party every Go-Go set. So in my head, it's like, why not have my own party? So I think just continuing into the entertainment industry in bigger ways than I'm currently doing.
I think I see a path here.
I
can see it already.
When you open up that bar, let me know.
And your message to the queer community this Pride season?
Be a faggot. Be queer. Take up space. Use your voice. Be unapologetic about it. Don't let anybody else dim your shine because there's so much room in this entire sky for every single star to shine, okay? So be you, baby. You're beautiful.
Way better than I could have.
And where can people find and follow you?
You can find me at The Prince Joshua on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, on Blue Sky, and YouTube.
Yes. Love it.
All right, Mr. Andrew Christian, we talked about this on the last episode, but where do you see yourself in the future?
Who knows, I don't like I said, creativity does not retire. So it may manifest itself in many different ways. Our community's under attack as it hasn't been in decades. So I think, political activism may be a path I take. Who knows? Our community
And a
definitely
bar.
needs it right now.
And open up an Andrew Christian bar.
Let's go. No, but I think that's a good, yeah. Use that platform.
And your message to the queer community this Pride season.
Know your self-worth and know the truth is inside you. Nobody can tell you who you are and what you are. You know who you are.
Period.
And where can people find and follow you as if they don't know?
Instagram, Andrew Christian INTL. TikTok, The Andrew Christian. Andrew Christian on X. Oh, God, there's so many platforms.
And buy the
Just type in Andrew Christian.
Yeah. And buy the Bro Glow bronzer before they run out. God, I'm so scared. Well, that's it, folks. It's always a grab bag of fun here on the Rocks every week. Big thank you to our engineer, Tony Sweet, who's also the station owner. And, you know, we're in a period of change and transformation. And I do have to say, after many, many years here at UBN, this is our final On the Rocks here in this studio space, which is very surreal. Of course, the show is going to continue. Of course, the network's going to continue. But we're going to take a little time and we're going to revamp and just see what happens. But, Tony, I have to thank you. How many years has it been? No, it's been more than that. It's been 13 years.
Yeah.
We
Thank
did
you,
podcasting
Tony.
before podcasting was a thing. It was called Internet Radio. And we were at Sunset Gower Studios. And then we got pushed out by Shonda Rhimes. Wow. Thanks, Shonda. And we came here. But this has been my home. This has been home to many celebrities that have come in. Many great experiences. Some interesting experiences. So, Tony, thank you very much. You're continuing UBN. And I'm continuing On the Rocks. It'll just look a little bit different. But we'll be back. Like, share, subscribe so we can continue bringing this programming coming your way for free. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay sexy, and if you drink, stay tipsy. Sa-sa.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share. Until next week, stay fabulous.